Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is November 17th, and we finally have some off-season news to go over, as well as the BBWAA awards. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? I hope all of you are having a wonderful week, or had a wonderful week, and are excited for the weekend. I know I am, because we finally have a trade, some off-season news. Obviously, we had the Mark Canha to the Tigers trade kind of last week to kind of start the off-season, but now we have kind of the official first off-season news to go over, another trade. And quite frankly, it's a little shocking, to be honest with you guys. We'll talk about that very shortly here. We also have the BBWAA awards to go over. Cy Young, MVP, Rookie of the Year, Manager of the Year, all that fun stuff today, as well as a little Oakland A's relocation news to get into as well. So we've got an episode here. I hope you guys are ready for it, and without further ado, let's dive on in by talking about this first trade here. So last night, the White Sox and the Braves made a trade, and it's definitely a head-scratcher. The Braves are acquiring Aaron Bummer from the White Sox in exchange for 5 players, and headlining it is Mike Soroka, alongside infielder Nicky Lopez and a couple of minor leaguers, Jared Shuster, Brandon Shoemake, and Riley Gowans. Now, starting off with Aaron Bummer, it's definitely interesting as to why. He made his debut in 2017, a good lefty out of the pen back then. In his first, 6 years of his career, the most earned runs he'd given up in a season came in 2021, where he gave up 22 earned runs in 62 games. This year, in 2023, with the White Sox, he played in 61 games and gave up 44 earned runs, so double that in one less game. His ERA was 6.79. So it's definitely a head scratcher as to why the Braves would do this. The most likely is to clear off a couple guys from the 40-man roster. That's what makes the most sense here, but even then, it's still kind of interesting that the Braves would send so many of these players to the White Sox, especially Mike Soroka, who right now might go down as one of the biggest what-ifs in the Braves, franchise history, to be honest with you. Mike Soroka obviously has dealt with injuries before, but in 2019, which is his first full season with the Braves, he was 13-4, had a 2.68 ERA in 29 games. He made an All-Star appearance. He was 6th in Cy Young voting and 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting. Obviously, in 2020, after making 3 starts, he had his torn Achilles tendon, which kept him out for quite a long time, because even when he was rehabbing, he tore it again. So he did not play since 2020 until this year, and obviously this year wasn't a great year for him. Played just about 7-ish games here. I think one was in the bullpen. He had a 6.4 ERA, and obviously just wasn't himself. But I mean, he was coming back from an injury like that. He has the stuff to be that guy, Canadian guy. He's a first-round pick. A really good, strong pitcher here. And obviously the Braves, there was news that they want to make a splash this offseason in the pitching department, which, they have a lot of really good pitchers there when you think about their guys when they're fully healthy. Ian Anderson, where was him the last couple of years? Mike Fried is still there. Spencer Strider has become the ace of that squad alongside guys like Charlie Morton too. So, I mean, they do have a surplus of pitching. So I don't think it isn't a benefit for the Braves to ship some guys off, but Soroka, 2019, if he can find that form again, and he's a young guy, they have plenty of control over Soroka for cheap money as well. So I think the White Sox lucked out. I think the White Sox win this trade big time. I mean, Aaron Bummer, he's going to eat some innings for the Braves, absolutely. And, when you think of the left-handers in the game, there isn't a lot, so I don't think he's an awful one. but this year was pretty tough. But then again, he was playing for the White Sox. He has spent all 7 years there. But yeah, guys, and even these prospects they got back, I mean, Braden Shoemake, he was drafted first round, 21st overall. He played 2 games and he went 0 for 4 this year. Riley Gowans, he was the most recent draft pick, or not most recent. He was drafted in the 9th round of this year's draft in 2023. Jared Shuster, I guess, is the kind of notable prospect there. He played 11 games this year, a 5.81 ERA. He was drafted in the first round with the 25th overall pick in 2020. And outside of Soroka, the only other guy the White Sox kind of got here was Nicky Lopez, which isn't a bad pickup for the White Sox considering, how much depth they're going to need this offseason. Nicky Lopez, he's been a pretty good player before, especially with the Royals, which is, where most people would know him as. He spent pretty much his whole Major League career there outside of this year with the Braves when he got traded, I believe, or picked up on waivers. But yeah, in, 2021, I think he had over 140 hits. So, when you're doing that, 2021, 149 hits on the season for Nicky Lopez. Batting close to 300 that year, if not batting 300 that year. He, in his 5 years in the majors, he has a career average of 250, which, I mean, hey, that's 1 in every 4. He's a pretty good ball player for kind of what he is, so I think he's going to be okay in the White Sox as well. But definitely interested about Soroka. It's going to be the biggest kind of what if. And for me, that's the big piece, because like I said, bummer for the Braves. It won't be anything worthwhile, but maybe they can tap into some of that magic that he had. Obviously, back in 2017, 2018, making his debut, there was no 3-pitcher inning rule, so he was kind of going out there facing 2 lefties and then leaving the game, or even 1 lefty. So times has changed, so we'll see how this move goes out. But at least we have a move to go over, so good job, Atlanta and Chicago, for making that move. On paper right now, it definitely looks like the White Sox win this one, but we'll have to see. But that is the first kind of move of the offseason after the Marcana news as well. So with that being said, let's talk about the awards for the 2023 season, starting with the Rookie of the Year. And to nobody's surprise, it was Gunnar Henderson of your Baltimore Orioles. He received all 30 first-place votes, a unanimous win for the rookie there. In second place from the Guardians, it was Tanner Bybee. It's Bybee, not BB. What a season I've been saying BB the whole time. Tanner Bybee, he had 20 second-place votes and 7 third-place votes. And then Tristan Casas for the Red Sox came third with 6 second-place votes and 7 third-place votes. Other guys getting some votes, Josh Young came fourth, Yanyer Diaz from the Astros, Masataka Yoshida, Eduardo Julien from the Twins, and then Anthony Volpe from the Yankees, all receiving votes and ranked in that order. And then looking at the NL side of things, once again, by nobody's surprise, it was Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll, another unanimous win. It's the first time, no, it's not. It's the 5th time ever that both Rookie of the Year winners were unanimous. So it was a clear rookie class favorites here. Corbin Carroll receives all 30 first place votes as well. In second place, it was Kodai Senga. He got 22 second place votes and 5 third place votes. And then James Outman finishes third with 5 second place votes and 5 third place votes. Other guys, Nolan Jones came fourth with 11 third place votes. Matt McLean from the Reds, Spencer Steer from the Reds, Yuri Perez gets a vote here for the Marlins, Ellie De La Cruz, and then from the Giants, the catcher Patrick Bailey all received a vote as well. But it was going to be Gunnar Henderson and Corbin Carroll. Amazing seasons. Gunnar Henderson, 255 average, 28 home runs, 82 RBIs. Corbin Carroll, 285 average, 25 home runs, 76 RBIs, and 54 stolen bases. A 25-50 stolen base season. They were both clear. Gunnar Henderson, it's the first O to win the Rookie of the Year since Greg Olson in 1989. And then for Corbin Carroll, it's the first time ever in the Diamondbacks franchise history that a player has won the Rookie of the Year. So congrats to both of those players for amazing seasons and kind of kickstarting their hopeful, amazing careers. Moving along now, let's talk Manager of the Year awards, and we'll start with the NL this time. And how about this? I thought it was going to be Brian Snitker. Skip Schumacher from your Miami Marlins. Definitely a deserving year for him, but it kind of threw me off guard a little bit. It was his first season not only as the manager for the Marlins, but his first season as a manager ever. He received 8 first-place votes, 8 second-place votes, and 8 third-place votes. Craig Counsler came in second with 5 first-place votes, 7 second-place votes, and 5 third-place votes. And then Brian Snitker came third with 8 first-place votes, and then 2 second-place votes and 2 third-place votes. Some other guys receiving votes here. Torey Luvello with the Diamondbacks came fourth. Dave Roberts with the Dodgers, fifth. David Bell with the Reds, he got a first-place vote, came sixth. And then David Ross, seventh, with 1 second-place vote there, so put him on the board. But yeah, Skip Schumacher, what a season he had. And, the Marlins got to the postseason again. Obviously COVID year they did as well, but outside of that, the last time was 2003. So, and yeah, it was a 2-game sweep in the wild card from the Phillies, but hey, they're moving in the right direction. And it shows that, hiring Skip Schumacher was the right decision. And, it's quite the honor for him in his first season to be the Manager of the Year for the NL side of things. But now we'll take a skip over to the AL side to talk about them. And of course, I kind of predicted this one. It would be Brandon Hyde from the Baltimore Orioles. And let me tell you, what a season for Brandon Hyde. And just what a pathway for him. He's been with them since 2009 when he took over as manager. He's dealt with 3 or 4 seasons of depressing Baltimore baseball, a 100-loss season in 2021, and this year took them to 101 wins and an AL East title, got them to the division series where unfortunately lost to Texas. But it was an amazing year for Baltimore. Everyone kind of had high expectations for them, or high hopes at least, and they exceeded everything and more. They had a fantastic season. Brandon Hyde finishes with 27 first-place votes and 3 second-place votes. Second place was Bruce Bochy with the Rangers, who received those other 3 first-place votes. 12 second-place votes and 10 third-place votes. Kevin Cash with the Rays, 13 second-place votes and 13 third-place votes. Rocco Baldelli with the Twins received a couple of votes there. Dusty Baker with the Astros in his final season, top 5 there. And then John Schneider with the Blue Jays had 1 third-place vote. So not sure which baseball writer decided to give Schneider the third best manager. But that was generous of him, because I think Blue Jays fans would disagree that Schneider deserves a vote there. But of course, Hyde, well-deserving of not only 27 first-place votes, he was well-deserving of the award beginning. Baltimore had a fantastic season. He led them well, used the bullpen well, and even with Felix Bautista going down, which I said during the season could be the downfall of Baltimore, losing out to the Rays in division and possibly falling out of wild card contention, he stayed cool, he used his bullpen differently, and it worked, and he finishes the year 101 wins. Great job for Baltimore, great job for Hyde. Alrighty, now let's talk about the Cy Young winners. And again, we'll stay with the NL first, and we'll go through the winner of the NL Cy Young Award winner, and it's Blake Snell. What a season for him. 14-9, led the league with a 2.25 ERA and 234 strikeouts. He turned it on when the calendar hit May after a mediocre April, but he really took over from May and onward, and he was a shining star in the Padres' lackluster team effort this year. He finishes with 28 first-place votes and 2 second-place votes. Logan Webb with the Giants, he gets a first place vote, 17 second place votes, a third place vote, 2 fourth place votes, and 4 fifth place votes. Zach Gallen in third place with a first place vote, 3 second place votes, 11 third place votes, 5 fourth, and 6 fifth. And then other guys to receive some voting in order. Spencer Strider comes fourth, Justin Steele fifth, Zach Wheeler sixth, Kodai Senga seventh, and then Corbin Burns eighth as well. Pretty impressive stuff there. Corbin Burns actually received a second place vote despite coming in, seventh? I said eighth maybe. So that's interesting that most likely someone went Blake Snell first, Corbin Burns second, when you had guys like Logan Webb, Zach Allen, Spencer Strider, and Justin Steele, who, in my mind, all 5 of them are really deserving of, they all had great seasons, but obviously Snell's was superior in that mind. And Snell joins an elite list of 7 pitchers to have won a Cy Young Award in both leagues. He joins Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Max Scherzer, Gaylord Perry, and Roy Halladay. And he becomes the 7th player in baseball history to win a Cy Young in the AL and the NL, obviously winning it in the AL in 2018 with the Tampa Bay Rays. And hey, his value just went up. He's a Cy Young Award winner. Who wants him? Go pay him the big bucks. That's for sure there. And for the AL now, finally, the guy has finally won it. Garrett Cole, congratulations. A 15-4 on the year, a 2.63 ERA, 222 strikeouts for him. And not only did he finally get it, it was a unanimous vote. All 30 first place votes for Garrett Cole. Sonny Gray in second place, 20 second place votes, 6 third place votes, and 3 fourth place votes. Kevin Gausman coming third with 7 second place votes, 15 third place votes, 4 fourth place votes, and a fifth place vote. Other guys receiving it in the AL, Kyle Bradish comes fourth, Luis Castillo with the Mariners fifth, Zach Eflin with the Rays sixth, Pablo Lopez with the Twins seventh, George Kirby with the Mariners eighth, Framber Valdez with the Astros 9, Chris Bassett with the Blue Jays 10. Felix Bautista gets 3 fifth-place votes, the closer. Congratulations to him coming in 11th. And then Chris Martin with the Boston Red Sox, he receives a vote coming in 5th. And I mean, for Garrett Cole, it is long overdue. The first time he finished top 5 in Cy Young voting was in 2015. He finished 4th behind guys like Kershaw, Greinke, and Arrieta. After that, we had to wait a little bit until he was with the Astros in 2018, where he finished 5th in Cy Young voting behind Blake Snell, who obviously won it, Justin Verlander, Corey Kluber, and Chris Sale. Then in 2019, again with the Cy Young voting, he finishes 2nd behind his teammate, Justin Verlander. Verlander had 17 first-place votes to Cole's 13. And then in 2020, in the COVID year, Shane Bieber was a unanimous winner, getting all 30 votes. Garrett Cole finished 4th. And then 2021, Robbie Ray beats out Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole comes in 2nd. Robbie Ray, 29 first-place votes. One of them voted for Cole. But this year, 2023, it's finally happened. So after finishing top 5 finishes in 5 different seasons, 5 different seasons, Garrett Cole finally has a Cy Young Award. So congrats to him finally getting over the hump, his first Cy Young Award. It's the first time a Yankee has won a Cy Young since Roger Clemens back in 2001. And now we've reached the end here. Last and certainly not least, the MVP voting. And of course, for the AL, by no one's surprise, it is Shohei Ohtani. He is a unanimous winner. 30 first place votes for him. Second place, Corey Seager with the Rangers. 24 second place votes and 6 third place votes. Marcus Semien with the Rangers comes in third, obviously. And then after that, we've got a whole list of guys who've received some votes here. Julio Rodriguez, Kyle Tucker, Yandy Diaz, Bobby Witt Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Jose Ramirez, Garrett Cole, Luis Robert Jr., Yordan Alvarez, Adolis Garcia, Aaron Judge, Bo Bichette, J.P. Crawford, Kyle Raleigh, Rafael Devers, Isaac Paredes, Sonny Gray, Alex Bregman, and Josh Naylor. The most wild one of them all. All of those guys received at least some vote, whether it was the 4th place vote or a 10th place vote. They're all there. Josh Naylor got a 10th place vote, just one 10th place vote. But yeah, Shohei Ohtani, by no one's surprise, wins it. He's the first player to win MVP unanimously twice, obviously winning it in 2021, beating over Vlad. So, a young career for Ohtani, and he's already done some remarkable things, and this is just another cherry on the sundae. So congrats to Ohtani. What a season. What kind of contract will he get come the start of 2024? Who knows? And then, of course, for the NL, he made his own club this year, a 40-70 club, 40 home runs, 70 stolen bases. I don't care how good Mookie Betts was. Ronald Acuna Jr. deserved it, and he is your NL MVP, also winning it unanimously with all 30 first-place votes. Mookie Betts got all 30 second-place votes, though, so it was close. Freddie Freeman coming third with 17 third-place votes and then 13 fourth-place votes, while Matt Olson comes fourth with 13 third-place votes and 17 fourth-place votes. So very close between those two NL first basemen from the Braves and the Dodgers. And after that, we're starting fifth going down. We have another slew of players all receiving at least one vote somewhere. Going the list, Corbin Carroll, Juan Soto, Austin Riley, Luis Arias, Francisco Lindor, Cody Bellinger, William Contreras, Bryce Harper, Blake Snell, Fernando Tatis Jr., Ha-Seong Kim, Ozzie Albies, Logan Webb, Pete Alonso, Marcelo Zuna, Devin Williams, Dansby Swanson, Kyle Schwarber, Zach Allen, Christian Walker, TJ Friedel, and Nicholas Castellanos. I love the Baseball Writers Association, man. Sometimes you get some weird votes going in there. You get 10 votes, and instead of voting, top guys like Soto and Carroll and Arias and Harper, we've got people voting for Christian Walker, TJ Friedel, Marcelo Zuna got votes. He got one 8th place vote. Like it's just kind of just like out there. Like why? Like surprise. Here's a vote for you. So I just find that funny. But yeah, it was definitely going to be those two. It's the first time in MLB history that both MVPs were unanimous. And I mean, how could you not? Acuna and Ohtani both won Rookie of the Year in 2018. 5 years later, they're both winning MVPs together unanimously. Ohtani's second and Acuna's first. So pretty special stuff there for both those guys. If you didn't see, Ohtani celebrated it with his dog on in the video, and Acuna went out and went to go play a game, and he hit a home run in that game. So the MVPs doing MVP things, and one of them will get a hefty contract coming up real soon this year. And just to cap off there quick, Acuna, 337 average, 149 runs, 41 home runs, 73 stolen bases, a 1.012 OPS. Ohtani, 44 home runs, a 1.066 OPS, a 3.14 ERA, and a 1.06 WHIP. That guy's a unicorn. Those are your MVPs. Moving along now, I've got some manager news to go over. And let's start with the Brewers. They have officially announced Pat Murphy to be their new manager entering the 2024 season. He's spent the last 8 seasons as the Brewers bench coach, and obviously with Counsell moving on to Chicago, he's been promoted to the role there. And obviously there's a lot of mixed feelings and drama going up with Craig Counsell, the Brewers and the Cubs, but the Brewers make their decision, and Pat Murphy will be hired for the manager. That's just leaving the Padres as the only team right now still looking for a manager who will end up filling that role. All of the 29 teams have their managers as of now. And one other thing I want to highlight here for the manager section here, Ron Washington, he went out and got his press conference where they announced him as the manager. He got his hat and jersey, and I don't know if you guys care or if you've seen it already. Please go watch the videos of his press conference, whether you watch it on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. If you're on Instagram, go to MLB on Fox's account. He had some amazing quotes. I mean, this guy's already one of my new all-time favorite managers. His quotes were amazing. I'm not going to go through the list of the amazing things he was saying about the Angels, about, them bringing him in, the love he's felt since being hired. But one quote I did want to read out, our whole focus will be to run the West down. You can take that to the bank and deposit it. It's just such a great quote. It's a great quote from a great guy. Ron Washington, all-time best press conferences ever. Go and watch it. It'll make you smile for sure. It'll make you, if you feel anything for baseball, it'll hit home. It was a really good press conference. So definitely go and give that a watch. And just quickly here to highlight the work that Ron Washington has cut out for him. 5 of the last 10 AL MVPs have played for the Angels, obviously being Mike Trout and Ohtani, and they have 0 playoff wins to show for it. So good luck, Ron. Now we're going to do some quick news here. I just want to talk about a couple things that I saw throughout the week. Starting with MLB wanting to move the pitch clock with runners on base from 20 to 18. It's an extra 2 seconds, trying to speed up the game a little bit more. It doesn't sound awful, but it's one of those things where it's like, 20 is such a nice number. Why are you going to make it 18? But obviously, when there was running on base, they realized that it did take longer. And obviously, with these pitch clock rules and the way the game is these days, a lot more hits, a lot more walks. So it did seem very rarely that there was nobody on base and that it was only a 15 clock. So getting those extra 2 seconds throughout a full 9-inning game probably saves, 5-10 minutes. So we'll see what that comes from that. MLB has announced that the Braves will host the 2015 All-Star Game. So good for Atlanta. Truist Park, you getting some love. It is quite nice in that ballpark, though, I cannot lie. I saw 2 DFAs that I want to mention. Cal Quantrill from the Guardians and Dominic Smith from the Nationals. Both are great players in my mind. Obviously, not the best players, but they can definitely help out a team, so it'll be interesting to see where they end up landing. I do expect both of them to be playing in the major leagues in 2024. Maybe not Dom Smith. I hope Dom Smith can find a job, but Cal Quantrill, Canadian guy, I think he finds a new home somewhere. There was a tweet I remember reading, Tyler Glasnow will most likely be on the move this offseason. So that's definitely something interesting to keep watch of and see kind of where he'll end up if the Rays do end up trading him, which from Tampa's past, I can tell you right now, it's very likely that is true and accurate and that they're looking for someone for Tyler Glasnow so they can get a couple amazing prospects and turn them into superstars with the blink of an eye. So that's just the way Tampa plays, so we'll see what comes from that. And the last thing here, some quick fire news. I wanted to mention that the Padres chairman and owner, Pete Selder, has unfortunately passed away, so it's a tough loss for San Diego. All love and hope, not hope, but rest in peace for him, and hopefully present thoughts for friends and family and the Padres team, fan base, and organization as a whole. And the last thing we'll be going over today is the Oakland A's, or soon to be the former Oakland A's, as they have officially been announced that they are going to move to Las Vegas. It was a unanimous vote by the owners, so a lot of unanimous votes this episode from Rookie of the Years to MVPs to a Cy Young winner, and now to get rid of Oakland. It's a sad day if you're an Oakland fan, but if you're, a Las Vegas person, then hey, it's pretty good. John Fisher, the A's manager, definitely said that. He said it's an incredible, difficult day for Oakland A's fans. It's a great day for Las Vegas. Definitely an interesting one there. Their lease with the Coliseum is up after this 2024 season, and the move to Vegas is expected to happen in 2028, which means from 2025 to 2027, 3 years, Oakland will not have a permanent home. They plan to play in their AAA ballpark in Nevada, Oracle Park in San Francisco, and more. So that will be weird to see in the next coming seasons. Basically, what it means is that if you are an Oakland A's fan, try to go out, enjoy as many games as you can this season. If you've ever wanted to see the Coliseum in person, try to go out to an Oakland A's game. Find a game where they're playing your favorite team and go out there. But yeah, the Oakland A's, they have 4 more seasons left as the Oakland A's before they become the Las Vegas Athletics, I guess. I'm not sure if they're going to change the team name. The last time a team was relocated was the Montreal Expos in 2005 when they became the Washington Nationals. Other times, 1972, the Washington Senators became the Texas Rangers. And then in 1970, the Seattle Pilots became the Milwaukee Brewers. So Oakland A's will be becoming the Las Vegas Oakland A's. Who knows what will come from that. But it is official, and it will be happening in 2028 if all goes according to plan there. But yeah, we only have one more year at the Coliseum, which is kind of my biggest takeaway for it, because I'm going to try to get out there for a game this season, I guess. But with that all being said, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Hopefully we have some more news coming up over the next couple of days here. We've got that Mike Soroka trade, but I definitely want more, and if you're a baseball fan, you want some more too. If there's a couple big moves this weekend, which I kind of doubt there will be, but if there is, we'll have an episode Monday. But if not, we might have a couple days off here. I don't know when the next episode is going to be. Most likely when there's something worth talking about. But thank you, everybody, so much for listening today, and I will see you next time.